Do you have friends? Are you outgoing and extroverted? Do you have a social life? Well, if you answered yes to any of those questions, then what are you doing here? Get out! Now, for the rest of us lonely folk, VRChat is the game for us. A game where I can talk with random strangers online? What a concept! If you've ever played games like Second Life, Garry's Mod, or even Habbo Hotel, then VRChat probably isn't foreign to you. You've probably dipped your toes into playing VRChat or just heard about it from someone online, but it's hard to talk about VR games without this one being brought up a whole lot. It's great. I can talk to people and socialize, get some movement going by walking around and interacting with the world, you know, things you couldn't possibly do otherwise. No, the big draw here is the worlds, the games, and most importantly, the community. VRChat is a completely community-driven game. People can upload their own custom avatars and worlds by creating them through Unity, which is what VRChat was made with. If anybody out there is wondering what I've been wasting my time on for the past 6 months, it's this. Unity is great. It can be used to create a whole bunch of games and assets, and it's been super fun learning how to use the engine through my desire to make content for VRChat. And in the time that I spent playing VRChat, I've noticed a lot of common things that happen during normal gameplay and interactions with other people, and so I thought I'd give you a little introduction into VRChat. As of writing this video, VRChat is one of the most active VR games out there, and it's pretty obvious why.
It's free real estate.
You don't have to pay to play it. Sure, they offer a rewards program through VRChat Plus for those who want to support the game, but it doesn't really change the experience. Now, VRChat offers a few different ways for you to play. The one most people have access to is the PC version. No VR necessary, just launch the game and get to playing. This is a great way to get an understanding of the game if you don't have a VR set, so you can know whether or not this is something you would like. It does limit yourself a bit though. Some of the worlds and avatars are built around being able to move your arms freely to interact, so you'll be a bit crippled in that department. However, there's still plenty to do if you don't have VR. You can go to some chill worlds and just talk to people, or you could play some PC-friendly games like Murder, which doesn't require intricate hand movement. It gives you enough to play with that I've met some people who have poured thousands of hours into this game without ever playing it in VR. The biggest difference you will notice is if you are playing using an Oculus Quest. Quest users are limited to a very watered down version of VRChat, and since the Quest is comparable to a smartphone in terms of processing power, it can't handle a lot of content that PC users easily could. This is why when looking at worlds or avatars, you will see this Venn diagram of a PC and Quest compatibility. If a world is PC only, then the Quest will not be able to join it at all. However, cross-compatible worlds allow for Quest users and PC users to interact. If a PC user has an avatar that isn't Quest compatible, the Quest will just replace their avatar with a fallback avatar of their choosing. However, there is another option for Quest users to experience the best of both worlds: the Oculus Link cable. For roughly 80 bones and a high-end gaming PC, Quest users won't have to deal with being bullied for their life choices. They'll finally be part of the PC club and won't be limited to the content that is just Quest compatible. Now, for those of you who want to skip all that and go straight to the big boy stuff, we got the Rift, the Vive, and the Index, all with their own individual ups and downs. Quick rundown. Rift S is okay, and the tracking is built into the headset, which is convenient, but may make the tracking less accurate. Vive is good, but requires more setup as the base stations are wall mounted. Index is by far the best in terms of its build quality, but it also requires the base stations to be wall mounted. On top of that, VRChat's hand gestures get overridden by the Index controller's finger tracking, which can make some avatar gestures look a bit funky. On top of the VR headset, there's also full body trackers that people can use with VRChat to make their movements even more fluid. This is somewhat higher end, so don't feel like you need to go in all the way with full body. However, once you get into VRChat and know you want to spend a lot of time playing, then VR trackers will definitely help immerse you in the game. VRChat consists of all different kinds of worlds, which each serve their own purpose. The first world many people will want to explore is an avatar world, as your avatar is what will represent who you are and is pretty important. Depending on what kind of person you want to be, you could choose something goofier and try to get people to laugh, or choose something more serious. Whatever you feel suits you. After avatar worlds, there are game worlds and chat worlds. Game worlds are pretty straightforward. Think Garry's Mod games. There are custom games like Murder, Freeze Tag, Putt Putt, and many others. There are remakes of existing games like Among Us and some card games like Cards Against Humanity or Uno. These games also help bring forth some interesting interactions that you might not get in a normal chat world. Speaking of which, chat worlds are going to be the main types of worlds you will see in VRChat. They might have some small games within them or a video player, but the primary purpose of these worlds is just to hang out and talk to other people. Now, if you're going to be playing this game, it's a good idea to get an understanding of what kinds of people you're going to be interacting with. Here are just a few examples of people that you'll commonly see hanging around the game.
piece of that.
Light effect.
The price for breaking a cum oath. James Hector, cum collector.
What?
Spit on me, kind sir.
Okay.
Hey there, little fella. Welcome to the Great Pug. Without all the
Thank you.
incest of Mark Zuckerberg.
One thing you'll end up learning real fast about VRChat is that it's not well optimized. You will encounter some bugs, and it will usually result in you needing to restart the game. Some of the well-known bugs as of right now are, if you jump between worlds too quickly, you may find yourself unable to see anyone in the world's avatars as well as your own. They will forever be stuck loading, but will never actually load. This requires a restart. Randomly, you'll hear a popping noise, and then all of the players' voices will cut out. You can still hear the game audio, but will no longer be able to hear people talk. And this can sometimes fix itself if you wait it out, but will usually require a restart. Oculus Rift S users' mics will sometimes sound very robotic and bit crushed. This is more so an issue with the Rift S's mic than it is VRChat, but common enough that it's worth mentioning. Sometimes players will not be visible, but can be heard talking. This is usually a glitch that happens to a world's host and has their avatar's body frozen somewhere else on the map. Solution for this is for the player who is unable to be seen to rejoin the world. Sometimes the game just decides to stop loading worlds. This requires a restart. VRChat servers have been known to crash, which cause errors for people who are trying to load the game. Only solution is to wait it out.
Why?
Check out the VRChat status Twitter account for updates when this happens. There are avatars that once loaded in will cause everyone in the world's audio to go full ear rape, as well as make it impossible to hear anyone else in the world. This does not require a restart, just that you rejoin the world. It's also worth mentioning that the safety settings are your friend. They can hide certain aspects of people's avatars or just hide them altogether. It's also separated by trust rank, so you can give more trusted users less restrictions. This can drastically help your performance and improve your overall experience of the game. Now, once you've found people that you enjoy hanging around with, why not add them as a friend? Friends lists help you separate the good people from the toxic ones and can make it much easier to get in a world and just start enjoying the game. VRChat will show you what worlds your friends are in, and depending on their statuses, you can join that world. Some people will even form friend groups and use Friends Plus worlds to hang out in, which is the best way to filter out a lot of the toxic people from the game. Now, some of you may have noticed that a lot of my recording is done in the same world, called the Great Pug. Well, that's mostly because I feel really comfortable in the Pug. I know the map's layout really well, and at this point I feel the most comfortable there. Plus, I feel it's a really good place to meet new people and make friends. It's important that you find what you're comfortable with and enjoy playing. Now, that may require you to initially come out of your comfort zone and try some new things, but once you find the places you really enjoy, it makes the game that much more enjoyable. Congratulations, recruit! You've just passed VRChat University. Now get on in there and start making friends. But in all seriousness, I really hope you enjoyed this video and maybe learned a thing or two about what to expect in VRChat. If you stuck out for this long and enjoyed my content, why not subscribe? It's free and you can always change your mind later. And I'll definitely be making more VRChat content in the future since this game has somewhat taken over my life, but that's okay because I'm having a lot of fun with it. But anyways, that's all for now.